Howdy folks, it's Alternative and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are continuing with our IFR flight from Minneapolis to Toronto, Slant-Alpha style. And I assume you've seen part 1, so I don't need to rehash everything, so we'll just continue on with part 2. Not sure if we'll finish the trip today or if there'll be a part 3. Too early to tell because I'm recording this as I talk. This isn't an overdub, so I have no idea what is going to happen. Hopefully it goes well. So far, much better than my practice flight. I'm enjoying the wispy clouds. We are keeping an eye on Wisconsin Dells. Oh, okay, here we go. It is time already to switch over to the other NVR. So it's already off track too. So there's heading to hold our heading, and we are currently heading towards Wisconsin Dells. So let's head to Milwaukee. So we'll do that 116.4, which we already did. We're gonna go into Milwaukee at 110 degrees. So let's bring this to 110. There's 90, 100, 110, not much of a change. Use heading bug to get over there a little bit, and then we'll re-engage nav once that is lined up. So let's just go a little bit more maybe. Alrighty, 70 nautical miles to Milwaukee. So when we get close to that VOR, we'll tune in the next one, and then take a look at Milwaukee and Lake Michigan. So that's how we're doing this. Slant-Alpha, super easy, except I put in way too many VORs in my own flight plan, but that's okay. We're about to line up here. Ooh, keep an eye on that speed. I do not have throttles firewalled there. Oh, 95%, but it feels farther than that. Oh, no, we're gaining more speed, so let's slow down a little bit here. And there you go, nav on the autopilot. Let's move heading to line up a little bit better. There we go. So we'll follow that in until we get to about 5 or 6 miles, nautical miles away. Then we'll do the next VOR. So let's get that next VOR set up. So we're headed towards Milwaukee, which is 116.4. And then right below that, 56 nautical miles away or so, is Chicago, which is 113.0. So we're going down to 113.0. So Chicago is ready to go. There we go. Heading towards Milwaukee, and then we'll do Chicago. Then after that, we have an intersection, which we'll talk about that on the way to Detroit, because intersections are a little different, and I enjoy them. So Wisconsin Dells is right below us, I believe, if I can recognize the area here. There are the Dells right here. There's Wisconsin Dells. It's actually not Wisconsin Dells, it's Dalton, Michigan. Wisconsin, not Michigan, Wisconsin. I think it's Dalton or something. Anyway, there's Interstate 94 and 90 and 94 come together. And then, there you go. So, Wisconsin Dells is pretty cool. Largest water park capital in the world. Kind of gross, all the water parks and all the kids. Oh, there's Lake Michigan already. Look at that. You can see all the way to Michigan, too. So here's the Wisconsin border, Lake Michigan, and then Michigan, the state, on the other side. So Milwaukee's right there. Chicago is right there. See how fast this is? It goes very quickly. You got to be ready to go. Very, very busy to fly Slant-Alpha. Anyway, we left this big storm, and then there's this wispy thing over here, but the wood weather's still turned on. I have not needed to turn it off yet, so that's pretty cool. If I knew where to look, we could see Madison from here. Oh, there's Madison right there, between the lakes. Never mind. That was easy to spot. Oh, is that me? No. That is not me. Okay. Okie dokie, so what's happening next? Not much. I mean, once you're at cruise and you get your rhythm, you just kind of go along. So let's do a little bit of sightseeing right away in the video here, and then we'll keep an eye on this, because when it gets down to about 6 nautical miles or so, we'll change. Now we're going a little slow, so let me bump up throttles just a little bit. And there you go. Alright, enjoy some sights and the radio, I guess, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, so what did I do? I used heading bug to keep us steady while I switched over to Chicago, which is 113.0. And then I set this to 167 degrees inbound. And I'm using heading bug to get us over that direction. And then once we line up, I use nav again. So let's look out the window. You should be able to see both Chicago and Milwaukee. There's downtown Milwaukee right there. You can see it. The buildings, downtown Milwaukee. I have a friend who lives, let's see, I can find the road. It's this road. Then this road gets tiny and tinier, and they live, wait, hang on. It's this road here. And then it goes out here, and they live by this lake somewhere. One of these tiny towns. These tiny towns out here are very interesting because ever since work from home, all these people from Chicago and Milwaukee are living in all these teeny tiny towns out here, doing their like high-powered jobs remotely. So it's super cheap to live out here. What it was, everybody started filling it up, and they just live out there, even though they're big city people, or they were. Look at downtown Milwaukee. So my point is, you have these teeny tiny towns that are just packed full of people, like rush hour all the time. Everything is packed all the time because all these people are living in these tiny towns out there. So there's downtown Milwaukee. There's the airport, obviously. And Chicago is right up here. Last time when I did my practice flight, I turned way before Chicago and you couldn't actually see it. So I might wait a little bit before I make my turn. So let's get that set up while we rejoin our thing here. Our radial in. I'm keeping an eye on the speed and not enjoying the bouncing so much. But that's just how it is sometimes in this airplane. The response to wind very strange or something, not sure what's going on. Alright, let's come down here now. After Chicago, oh yes, this is where we're going to do an outbound to an intersection, then inbound. So we'll talk about that for sure. After Chicago, then is Detroit, 115.7. So let's make this 115.7, but it's going to be quite a while before we make that change. So when we get to, again, 5 or 6 nautical miles, I'll use heading bug to hold us while I adjust our outbound radial to 96 degrees. And then I'll show you what happens at an intersection as I keep an eye on our speed here. Don't speed up. Well, how are we doing for fuel since the burn last time was crazy? 67. We might have to, like I said, mid-air refuel because this thing loves to burn fuel. Anyway, all right, let me move my stuff around another monitor because those will burn a little bit. Alright, so, what else? Not much. So let me get you some sightseeing until this lines up, and then I'll hit nav. And then when that gets to 5 or 6, we'll change back over. So enjoy a couple views here. I think I can sneak in a few. Alrighty, well, we only got one bit of sightseeing because things are so busy. I never got to give you more sightseeing. So there's heading bug. Now we are switching to do what? Same frequency because we're going to do outbound now. 96 degrees. So there is 90, well, I guess I'm going backwards, 100. So there's 95, 96. So once we start moving this, I'll move the heading bug and then we'll connect with that. So we're using heading hold right now, and there's downtown Chicago starting to render in. Very cool. Hopefully we'll catch it out the window, and it already moved on us. So we're right over it. So let's use heading bug to get going here. There we go. See, we were right over the VOR. That's why I went blank for a minute. So we'll just turn around like this. Enjoy the sight a little bit here. There's Milwaukee right there still, and Chicago right there. See, they're pretty close together. Speed up a little bit. We're losing some speed. And we are going to go outbound for 123 nautical miles. So when this says 123, that will be our intersection, and then we'll change to inbound Detroit. That's the intersection thing I was talking about. If I pull it up here for a second. See, we're right here. We're going to go outbound 123 degrees. There's an intersection. Then we'll change to Detroit frequency here and go inbound 93 degrees. So all of these so far, once we got started, we're just pointing at the next VOR for every one of these. This one we do have to do outbound to an intersection, then inbound. And then this, we'll just wing it the rest of the way. But, you know, like educated winging it, not just flying blind. But we'll talk about this whole thing when we get there. But anyway, let's look out the window. We should see Chicago. Well, we have to cheat a little bit because the wing is in the way. But there you go, downtown Chicago. Look at that. Downtown Chicago there. And you can still see downtown Milwaukee there. Right there, all the buildings. So there you go. It's not cool. And then, of course, you're looking across Lake Michigan. So, airport, right? O'Hare. Midway is over there somewhere. Right there? No, O'Hare, Midway. Can't quite make out Midway for some reason. But anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's downtown Chicago. Is that cool? I mean, we could have gotten closer to each city, I guess, but we want to be somewhat realistic with the highways and things. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's look out to the north, all the way up. Green Bay's up there. Airplanes below us. Alrighty, here we go. Whoops, I'm not paying attention. I'm so busy sightseeing, I'm missing stuff here. Speed is good. It's a little wobbly in the sky, but that's okay. Heading bug, we gotta get back on track here. And then I'll use nav. And 21 in climbing. So again, when this gets to be 123, we're gonna change to the other frequency, which is 115.7, which is all ready to go. And there you go. So I'm just going to keep continuing here. I'm going to line this up and hit nav and then enjoy the sights until we get to 123 miles, 100 nautical miles left. Just kidding. No, oh boy. No sightseeing because chaos has ensued. I'll explain what's going on. Keep your eye on these two gauges while I drill these handoffs. There's so much air traffic getting in to say stuff. They try to give me a handoff at like 42 nautical miles, and I just got to it now at 89. It's crazy. There's so much going on here. But let's see if this finally settled down. Let's see here. Yep, we missed all this. Crossing into Michigan. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this was held at 32,000 feet, right? Then all of a sudden, it was going up 6,000 feet per minute, down 6,000 feet per minute, all over the place. And then we were up to like 35,000, down to 28,000. So I redid the autopilot, and I think it's going to work. I think it's going to get back to 32 and stay there. So we're settling down now, and you missed all the chaos. I apologize, but it was nuts. This was going up and down. This was going up and down. It was really crazy. I was getting yelled at by ATC because my altitude was off. It was nuts. So, sorry I missed the drama with you, but I got to see it. Hopefully you understand how it was going. It was crazy. And our speed now is not holding steady either. So I'm trying to get that going. Anyway, when did we start? 8:01. And I guess there's a time change. So 8, 9, 10. That's 1 hour, 15 minutes, take away an hour time change, so, or 2, 1, so 1:15 so far, so we're actually close to schedule. That's kind of weird. Alrighty, I think, okay, it's going to hold at 32,000, and we're going to speed up a little bit, so I got to bring it back down, and we're on track, so we're going to switch in the intersection in just a moment, so I guess you just get like 20, 40 seconds of sightseeing, and that's it, after all that drama. I'll be right back. Well, that was a good shot of the moon, but that's all the sightseeing you get because we have to change to the next VR in just a minute. So there you go, looking out the window, beautiful Midwest farmland, going over Indiana, there's Michigan, actually that'd be Ohio, wouldn't it? Indiana would be back here. Anyway, there's Michigan. Alrighty. Talking to me, I have my volume way down. Oh, what's this?
Descend and maintain flight level tree 20 turtle suit tango 41.
Oh man, it's climbing again. I got up to the see, now it's up here. See? Okay, it's doing the crazy thing again. Oh my gosh, what I need to do is bring my autopilot down. So let's bring it down to 3100, but then I'm really going to reset it for 3200, or 1000 I should say. Nope, it's going back up again, even though I'm telling it to descend at 1100 feet per minute, and it is not. So now we're at 33,000 feet, and I'm going to get up at ATC. Come on. What if I do speed brakes? Not going to help. Okay, now let's set this to 32,000 again on the autopilot. Bringing speed brakes, vertical speed, it won't let me because we're too close to 32,000, and speed brakes are in, and now we're just descending. Come on. Stop. Why is it stuck at 6,000 feet down per minute? Look at it. Now it's coming up. Oh man. So it seems to be okay for a while, but then after an hour or so, then it goes wonky. So this is about the same time it happened before. And look, I missed the intersection. Okay, heading bug. We got to change this now to what? 115.7. We want to go inbound 93 degrees, and we missed it because we were screwing with the thing. 93 degrees is this. Heading bug. Let's get this way over here to rejoin. And is it going to settle in at 32,000? Now it's going down fast again. Now we're down to 30,000. Now we're coming back up. So I'm trying to navigate my intersection and my Slant-Alpha and my VORs. However, this altitude thing is really wonky. I guess I could maybe cancel autopilot altogether and then redo it all. I guess I could. Let me turn off autopilot once. What are they talking to me?
Climb and maintain flight level tree 20.
So right now I'm flying by hand. I'm trying to. And let's get down a little below 32,000 feet. Here we go. I don't like hand flying up this high. It's not realistic, but it's fun at least. Okay, again, we can fly the whole thing like this. Okay, so now we're at what? 30,100. So let's go like this. Let's do autopilot. Vertical speed at 1500. Engage heading bug. And let's see. Nope, it's still going wonky. I'm telling it to do 1500. Nope, and now it won't even engage. Oh my word. What is going on here? I'm not going to hand fly the rest of this flight. I'm not going to hand fly the rest of this flight. Oh my word. Okay, so what are we at now? We're at 33,000. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, why is it? Yeah. What? I know. I know. Yeah, I'm at it right now. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Alright, I'm trying to steady this out. Nope. This is all over the place. I don't know if you're watching the gauges with me or not, but... Okay, now we're at 32,000. Come on. Trim is like doing nothing. And we're not catching up to our VOR line either. We're only 46 nautical miles out. This is a bummer, man. This is... Let me slow down a little bit. Bring my throttle, see what happens. Okay, there's 32,000. Can I do autopilot now? 32,000. Is it going to hold? It's going to hold. Sweet. Alright. Heading bug. Let's bring it in this way a little bit. There we go. Now, oh, that was interesting. It was working till I hit heading. Then it went wonky. Did I lose engines? Did I run out of fuel? I did. Oh, stop. I know. I'm gotta get my engines going again. Okay, these engines are coming back. Okay, they're coming back. See, I told you we're not out of fuel midway, even though it should cover double the distance. Okay, anyway. Drama. I'm sorry, I'm doing too many things at once. I had to restart, get my engines going again.
Descend and maintain flight level 320.
Okay, now it's working. Let's do nav. We do vertical speed a little bit, down 400 feet per minute to get down to 32. Okay, now it's settling in, right? We got the fuel going. Maybe when it runs out of fuel, it goes wonky, because now I got more fuel. And now it's, nope, it's not going down 400 feet per minute like it's supposed to. It's just hitting steady. Oh, brother. Well, we're at 32.2. It'll usually be okay with that. And now we're going to line up with this. We're 31 miles, nautical miles from Detroit. And then after Detroit, we just kind of wing it. So after Detroit, we're going to do 117.2. There we go, 117.2, right? 117.2. I don't know the name of the VOR, but its call letters are Yankee X-ray uniform. And we're going to go about 65 degrees towards it. And that'll get us towards, let's do more than 400 feet per minute then. Down, come on, get down. There we go, just getting there. Okay, so when this gets to about 6, we'll change to the other VOR, head towards Toronto, and that'll be that. Okay, and Detroit is under the clouds. That's a bummer. Let's bring back throttles a little bit. We got fuel. We're holding altitude. We're holding our heading. This is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on, but this happened in my last flight, my practice flight. Bring my throttles even more. They are all working, right? Yes, they are. Let's head outside. Let's try to find Detroit below the clouds. Maybe we'll be able to see it. I don't know. What do we got? 18 nautical miles. No time for sightseeing, unfortunately. But we can look out the window at the clouds or a little storm above Detroit right now. Again, real weather turned on, even though I have it set like 3 or 4 hours, behind us in time. So there's Detroit right there. The buildings are rendering in. Don't know if you can see them or not. And there we go. There's 6 nautical miles. So let's hold heading bug. Let's go over here. Switch this. And what did I say we're going to do? 65 degrees. So there is 65 degrees right there. And bring the heading bug over. Where are you? There we are. And that is correct, isn't it? 115.7. No, 117.2. Now we're picking it up. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute. But we are. There it is. And hit nav right away. And how's altitude? 32,000 and holding so far. And let's look at Detroit. I'm going to go right over Detroit. Let me go outside so it's easier to see. And there's the airport. And buildings rendering in. So far so good. Lake Ontario is up here. You can't quite see it yet, but it's up there, I promise. And the little lake up here is Lake St. Clair, which people don't seem to talk about. But anyway, there it is. Alright, Detroit, you going to render more buildings for us? I know, there they go. Just popped in. As you can see, the frame stutter a second. Right there, Detroit, right there. Oh, come on, not again. Come on, let's do vertical speed down. Let's do 400 feet per minute. Anywho, we're holding our radial 105 nautical miles to whatever point I picked towards the airport. Then they'll give us a transition, which I won't be able to figure out because I can't find the stars for the airport, like I said in the first video. And I think after we pass over Detroit here, that's how we'll end this video, part 2. And then you have to be subscribed, notifications turned on for part 3, so that you know when that drops. And there's downtown Cleveland. So as we end this video, we're prepared for part 3. we got to see all of our big cities. We saw Minneapolis, we saw St. Paul, Milwaukee, Chicago, now Detroit. There you go. And Lake St. Clair and Lake Ontario is right here. I mean, not Ontario. So there you go. Yeah, in case you're wondering, my friends who did this drive drove from Minneapolis to right here. Their first night. First day, 13-hour drive. Charging a Tesla. Otherwise, it's about a 10-hour drive. But there you go. Alrighty. Yeah, like, subscribe so you know when the next video comes out, part 3, and I'll see you then.